This video is for entertainment and informational use only. Viewer discretion is advised.
I love comparing myself to other people because it makes me feel better about myself. Howdy, my name is Simon, and it's my dream to make a successful business. Luckily, I got a little bit of help from my parents who gave me $100,000 as a grant to help jumpstart my business. But at the end of the day, $100,000 isn't a lot of money, and really any monkey can spend money, so all the success is going to have to come from me. And so, do you hate me yet? How did that lie make you feel? Did it discourage you? Did it make you cringe? Did it make you discredit me? What if instead of being a Nepo baby with $100,000 in his bank account, that I'm actually someone who worked a full-time job and saved up $10,000 to start up this business? Does that make you feel better? Does it make you hate me less? If so, why do you think that is? Oh, Jesus! Ugh. And while I did lie to you about how much money I had, I wasn't lying to you when I said I love comparing myself to other people, because at the end of the day, they inspire me to do better in life. Even though I'm not a super genius with a 200 IQ, a supermodel for Ford or IMG model, or a super athlete who can dunk on Victor Wembanyama, someone else's success doesn't define me, and it doesn't stop me from being super in my own way. And so, if you feel any disdain, jealousy, or general negativity towards others who are more successful than you, then let me ask you this. Is comparison the thief of joy and the suppressor of success, or is it your own attitude? While you think about that, join me in today's page where we'll be going over the general business plan, and I'll tell you how I intend to make it in Texas.
Like Simon mentioned, it has been his dream to be a businessman his entire life. And as y'all know, you can't be a successful business person unless you have a note on your phone with an endless list of possible business ideas.
So here's my list as it is right now. I still think all of these ideas are bangers, and I have no problem showing off all of my quote-unquote $1,000,000 ideas because, well, I hate to break it to some of y'all, but ideas are cheap. I would say they're a dime a dozen, but they're actually a dime a thousand. The thing that is actually worth something and has enough value to steal is the execution of the idea. And so, out of all of the ideas on this list, the one that I've decided to execute is an automatic basketball rebounder.
A what now? A machine that gets a ball back for you? I mean, I can see why you'd want one, being that you're running to Timbuktu and back just to get the darn thing. Where'd you even get this idea in the first place?
So why did I want to build a basketball rebounder? Well, to be frank, I wanted one for myself, but it's too expensive for the average Joe, and I believe it's missing out on a lot of key functionalities. And I mean, if I'm going to spend thousands of dollars on a machine that passes you a basketball, I might as well use that money to make it myself.
And that thought took Simon down a rabbit hole of seeing what was possible, what improvements he could make, and what the upside could be, and what he found was darn tootin'.
So here's where it all started, a few scribbles on some tiny sticky notes with some brainstormed ideas on how to improve the mechanism for passing the ball. Y'all are more than welcome to steal these ideas if you can decipher them, even I don't know what half of these drawings even mean anymore. Anyways, I don't want to get too into the details of the basketball rebounder just yet, that'll be in a future video. But as to why I decided to take on the task of designing this product, it can be summarized in 2 points. So number one, there's a lack of competition. There's only 3 major companies that do this, to which only 2 target the demographic that I'm aiming for, which are universities and pre-professional institutions, to which one out of those 2 companies is slowly being phased out of the market, which basically leaves us with one company that essentially has a monopoly on the market, at least for now, because whenever there's no competition around, complacency typically follows right after. And secondly, there's lots of room for improvement to make a state-of-the-art basketball rebounding machine. The current design of the basketball rebounder of my main competitor, while reliable, has very limited capabilities. I'm aiming to improve the design of the rebounder by increasing the functionality without sacrificing reliability. And I feel like I have a solid idea that was brought forth from the sticky notes, but more on that in a future video. So, there's lots of potential with little competition, which makes things seem more attainable for a small business like Made in Texas. With that out of the way, let's get started with filling out our business roadmap. And so we're starting here, and this is me and how I constantly feel about this business right now starting off because it's being fueled by hopes and dreams. And we need to get here. We're not exactly sure how the rebounder will look, but it will definitely be a super awesome product that's as cool as Alakazam. But there's only one problem. How do we get to this point? Like, what do we do next? Do I go the Zark Muckerberg route and start designing, building, and testing the minimum viable products? Or do I go the venture capitalist route and solidify a business plan backed by analysis and pitch it to people and build relationships with investors? Well, I'm choosing option C, to do both at once with YouTube. My thought behind this is that there is a twofold benefit. I can upload my business plan and pitch it here on YouTube, where hundreds of people can see it to hopefully land at the right person's fingertips, whether that's an investor, customer, or even someone else who's looking to build a business and can learn something from my failures. And secondly, I can get feedback and different perspectives from a community of people with valuable opinions. I mean, I might not have a mentor right now, but let's face it, we all know that the YouTube comment section is filled with experts who can help me make these life-changing decisions. Seriously though, having as many eyes as I can get will help guide me in the right direction. In the few months that I've spent trying to build this business so far, I realized that it's nearly impossible to make a successful business completely on your own. I mean, you're going to need money, connections, expertise, and so much more, and a lot of times no one person has all of those things. I mean, there are plenty of solopreneurs, but I don't plan to be one, and YouTube is going to be my route to getting the help that I need at no cost. Thanks for the free labor, guys.
And now that we have our starting point, our end goal, and our means to get to the end, let's get to designing and building.
Well, let's pump the brakes and reverse just a little bit. So by September 12th, 2024, I saved up 10,000 of these $1 bills to start my business. Dude, what am I doing? Which is exactly what I thought to myself on my last day of work after shortly realizing that $10,000 was pocket change in comparison to what you actually need to start a business, especially one that is focused on creating physical products. I mean, for context, machining costs alone would be close to half of that money for one-off parts, so I would basically only have enough money to build out a single prototype, and it would be hilarious for me to assume that I'd get it perfectly right the first time. So while we eventually need to get to the final product, we're going to need to budget out for at least 3 prototypes first. But that's money we don't currently have.
Well, Simon, since you're a businessman now, at least you can write off that dollar you cut up as a business expense.
I don't think that's how it... Anyways, so we need money. And to get that money, we are going to create another product to fund the bigger one.
Huh? How does this make any sense at all? I mean, you would need to analyze the market, estimate your margins, and figure out so many more logistical concerns with creating a whole new product. Is Simon out of his gosh darn mind?
And you know what? You might be right. I might be a little crazy. I should be more diligent and do my homework before committing to creating an entirely different product. But who said I didn't do that already? You guys will get all the details in the upcoming product reveal video, but for now, I'll leave you guys with a little hint on what I'm planning to make. Okay, so to recap, we're aiming to make a basketball rebounder, and our plan to do that is by getting help from you guys, the viewers and commenters of YouTube. We're going to build the funds for at least 3 prototypes of the rebounder by selling a smaller product first, and of course, we're going to have to go around this loop several times while praying to the almighty business god until we get enough money to start physically prototyping the basketball rebounder.
Okay, so I think I'm catching on now. You're going to be making something for a Raspberry Pi. But correct me if I'm wrong. Don't you need equipment to pull this off?
I'm glad you asked. All right. The result is that the U.S. tariffs on Chinese imports will fall from 145% to 30%, while the Chinese tariffs on some U.S. imports will fall from 125% to 10%. All right, so basically, we're going to buy a CNC now. going to suspend tariffs for 90 days by May 14th. It's currently May 12th. My hope is that Carvera is going to lower their price. Who knows? Maybe that's not going to happen. Maybe they're just going to keep it at the price that it's at and kind of see like how well they're going to do. Or maybe they lower it right away, or maybe they don't even lower it at all. But I would say maybe wait like a month and see how the prices look. I actually don't know yet how long I'm willing to wait. This is a huge potential to save some money and to be able to use that capital to invest it into somewhere else in the business. So, yeah, thanks, Trump. And it looks like our wish came true. We ended up saving a couple $100s on the CNC itself and got a free bit set that we were already planning on getting anyways. So, yeah, thanks, Maker. Okay, let's do this. Let's do this. Okay, I cannot believe I just did that. Alright, so that's it. No more spending money. Let's check out this gimbal though. Okay, let's try again. Whoopsie times 2. Yes! Oh my. We got it! Heck yeah, the final piece of the puzzle. This is our gimbal, our DJI RS4 mini gimbal. This is kind of my point of view right now. You just gotta hold out your hand like this, boom, and then it starts tracking you. Look at that! Dude! That's so cool! Well. Look what the cat dragged in. What do I do? It's so exciting. Alright, so I have some time to kill, so I think I'm gonna open the box. There's these little tabs here that I think you pull up. I hope I like this thing because I don't know if I can put this back together. This thing's huge. What the heck? We're gonna find that out in a few hours because I gotta go play some basketball. Oopa! Let's place it with this facing like this way. Nice, sweet. Awesome, thanks.
Why is it so big?
That's what I was thinking too. I didn't think it'd be that big. Alright, we're about to do the unveiling of the CNC. These are the little materials packet. They even gave us some snacks. It's kind of cool.
What is that?
There's a bunch of like materials and stuff, like tools and materials.
Oh.
I'm not going to use it yet, but I do want to turn it on. So, oh my gosh, are you ready? It's already on. Oh gosh, bro, this is so crazy. This is so cool. Look at this thing.
Boy, howdy, we're even taking steps already. Is there anything else we need to add to the map? Am I missing anything?
Well, there's one thing, and that's the reason why I'm doing all of this. I mean, building the basketball rebounder would definitely be a huge milestone, but it isn't my purpose in life. I mean, what do I even want to do with my life? Well, I know a few things. I want to travel the world and have fun. I want to be able to go to Japan for a year without needing to worry. I want to be able to sit at courtside NBA games without batting an eye. And I eventually want to be able to give all of those things to my family as well, both my current and future family. But how do we define that? At least right now, I want to have at least 2 kids. So let's plan to make $1 million to support each kid. And if my future kids are watching this, no, you don't have $1 million. I have $1 million, and I'm choosing to spend it on you. If you want your own money, then go earn it. And then let's throw in $3 million for my current family and friends. And then finally, $5 million for myself and my wife to play around with. So we have the money figures roughed out, but what about the timeline? Well, realistically, having a healthy family biologically is best before you turn 30 years old. And so by the time that this video comes out, it'll mark my 24th birthday, which means that I have exactly 6 years left to make $10 million. Or in other words, 6/10 of a decade to create a generation of wealth. That shouldn't be too hard. So is comparison the thief of joy and the suppressor of success? Or is it your own attitude? I mean, I won't lie, in the past, I was really resentful and hateful towards people who had it better than me, and I would waste a lot of time being resentful. But after I tired myself out, I thought to myself, why am I angry? And I want to give you an example. So, back when I was a kid, or a teenager, I'm still a kid, I had cystic acne. And I was really resentful at myself and others because of that, which is so stupid. I looked at other kids my age with perfect skin and thought to myself, like, "Psh, like, you have it so good. You don't know what I'm going through," and kind of just threw that hate at them. Sometimes out loud, a lot of times, definitely in my head. But after asking the question so many times of, "Oh, why do you have perfect skin?" I shifted my attitude and asked myself a better question of, "Oh, why do you have perfect skin?" And after I asked that question, I went down this rabbit hole of research, watching hundreds of beauty videos with people with perfect skin, learning their routine, the science behind it. And eventually I applied it to my life, and gradually my skin got better. And I'll tell you now, like back then, I thought my acne would have stayed forever. Every day it was at least 4 new pimples on my face. I'm not even exaggerating. I want to use Trump again as an example because I mentioned him in this video, and I remember there was a clip of him that went viral where he said his dad gave him a small loan of $1 million to start his business. And everyone dogged on him for that, as you can imagine. But instead of wasting my time being jealous of his start, I thought to myself, okay, like after he got his loan, how did he spend his money? Where did he dedicate his resources? How did he dedicate his time? And how did he convert that $1 million that he got from his dad into $1 billion more? And that's what I'm trying to do with this business, learning from others more successful and applying it to my own life. Even after this rant, if you still don't think anything good can come out of comparison, then try to compare yourself to one person, yourself. And if you're still jealous or envious towards the person that you were in the past, then at least you know you're doing something wrong in the present. So start comparing you to yourself, learn from others, and drive towards that potential that you have. Don't let yourself down, lift your head, and get up.
Thank you for tuning into these pages of Made in Texas. In the next page, we'll play around with the CNC and combine both the new and the old to create a one-of-a-kind filming setup. And a big Texas-sized shout-out to Texan Cafe and Pie Shop in Hutto, Texas, for the delicious pie. Yippee! My name is Austin from 11 Labs, and we will see you guys in the next page.